ArcGIS Spatial Analysis Services. We are going to use the Copernicus program, measures the health of cocoa and coffee plantations using time series photosynthesis images in Guatemala. We are going to see how the coffee and cacao farms are helping to prevent droughts and desertification in Alta Verapaz and Huehuetenango in Guatemala. Also, we are going to review that this analysis could be used to prove that these areas has not been deforested and could meet the European export requirements after the analysis and approval of the European Commission authorities. The photosynthesis time series statistics are calculated using the ArcGIS Spatial Analysis Services with Python. For any inquiries, you can contact me to fernando@luxsigma.info. So here we have the first situation. This is in Alta Verapaz in Guatemala. This is located here in the middle north of Guatemala, near of the Atlantic Ocean. And here we have the region. This is the cocoa plantation. The area, it is delimited by the official map of land use of the Ministry of Agriculture of Guatemala. And this is this region that we have here. It is the official region of this cocoa plantation. So it has an official source that this is a region of cocoa plantation. And as part of the analysis, we took this area that does not have any plantation and does not have any cocoa plantation to prove that the cocoa forestry are useful to prevent the advance of desertification. The blue line from the analysis from the year 2020 to September or October 2025, it proves that this region of cocoa, it has an excellent level of photosynthesis between 0.8 and 0.9, because this indicator has a range between 0 and 0.94. The exception, it is this very bad year of 2024, because you can see that at the beginning of the rainy season in May, the photosynthesis level reached less than 0.6 in the cocoa plantation, and the neighborhood area that doesn't have any cocoa plantation, it reached a very worrying 0.35 level of photosynthesis. So this is a proof that the cocoa plantation is also serving as a buffer to the desertification in this region. We can see this situation on this map that we use ArcGIS Developer Location Services map. This is the map for the year 2024, and we can see the contrast of May 2024. We can see the contrast of the green reforestation. This is the lake of Chimelbe, and you can see that also the cocoa plantation is serving as a water, as a supply of moisture and hydrological research to this lake that we can see here. Okay, and here we have the advance of the desertification at the south of the cocoa plantation. So you can see the difference between the photosynthesis ranges all over the year, and how this cocoa plantation has a higher level of photosynthesis compared with the south region that does not have any plantation, any forestry plantation. Okay, so the same analysis we are going to see for 2024, like I explained before. This is the worst year of the droughts. And another thing that we are going to show here is that we are speaking about regions that have exactly the same altitude and the same topography. Okay, this is the cocoa plantation, that the region that we have here, and this is the south of to the cocoa plantation that does not have any forestry. Okay, and we see that all this region has an altitude over the level sea of around 600 or 800 meters over the level of the sea. So we are speaking exactly of the same altitude. So here we can see the droughts advancing in this very bad year, very bad beginning of the rainy season. South, it looks very dry, very dry. And here we have the cocoa plantation that it is greener than the south area that we were speaking. And this is the Lake of Chimel that it has this hydrological research thanks to this cocoa plantation. Okay. So next we are going to see the coffee region in Huehuetenango in Guatemala. This we are speaking about the western part of the country, the western highline of the country near of the Cuchumatanes. This is the name of this region. Okay, this is close to the Mexico frontier, and it is a very high risk region because it is just in the middle of the dry corridor of Guatemala. The dry corridor of Guatemala, it is cutting the country in two because it starts on the eastern part frontier to Honduras and it goes all over the country like you can see here, reaching the Mexico frontier. Okay, so we are here just in the frontier of the western dry corridor, and we can see that the coffee plantation is helping as a buffer to trying to stop the advance of desertification. This region, you can see all this white area that you can see. It is cutting the country in two parts, and you can see all this white region. It is the dry corridor of Guatemala. So here we can see that the coffee plantation, it has an excellent level of photosynthesis between 0.75 and zero point 0.9. It is the blue line compared with the almost desertified region to the west, to the eastern part of the coffee plantation. You can see that the photosynthesis levels are lower compared with the coffee region, and we are speaking of the same altitude over the level and the same topography because here we have around 1500 meters above the level of the sea. So we are speaking about that these regions, it is between 1500 meters and 2000 meters, okay, above the level of the sea. So we're speaking about the exactly the same topography and the same altitude over the sea level. But the difference is that on this western part we have the coffee plantation, but on this eastern there is no coffee plantation. So you can see how the desertification is advancing, and this proves that the coffee could help to stop the advance of desertification, like we see on this video developed with ArcGIS Developer Location Services map. We can see the contrast in the year 2024. This is the coffee plantation, and this is the eastern part that doesn't have coffee. You can see the contrast on the green tone. Okay, so we can see how this coffee plantation compared with region, this region, it is the advance of the certification. Okay, so this is the analysis, and I hope that if you have any question, you can write me to this email.